So that is a woman's physical appearance that is screaming out red flag.
That's like giving a man an alert sign like, hey, don't date me, don't talk to me, because I'm going to be a problem in your life.
Is that for sale sign up 24/7? Is she always looking for that attention?
Would you ever date a bartender, a bottle girl, any girl that works in clubs, lounges, things like that? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, come through, come bring your boys, come over to this section. You guys are kind of at times being played for your dollar signs, and you're not even realizing it.
But Zara, I trust my girl. I know she's a bartender.
And a woman that's posting provocative pictures, check her profile real quick. You shouldn't be, but check. And you'll see that she will likely have an OnlyFans link for you to subscribe to and pay $3.99 to see pictures of her in her bathing suit. Or to see $9.99 pictures of her feet. So be on the lookout for those type of things, but avoid them. That's what you want to do.
I wanted to get into another really big topic. So generally, men aren't really that good at talking to women. Would you guys agree, right? Like
Yeah,
most men that hit you guys up are probably looking for like, hey, what do I say? How do I approach women? So what do you think are some of the biggest mistakes men make when they talk to women or when they're on a date, and what can they do to improve it?
Yeah, so one of the biggest ones, especially on a date, and I know Zara's going to agree with me on this one, you got to stop talking so damn much, right? So I like to call it like the 70-30 principle. You can't be communicating more than she is. You should, your goal for the date is to get the woman talking as much as you possibly can. And you don't do that by asking yes or no questions or questions that she just has one-word answers to. You do that by actually asking open-ended questions and getting the woman comfortable and freely expressing herself to you on the date. Right? That's just one thing that comes to mind. But I think if you want to go even deeper, I think where men struggle talking to women is it breaks down to three things, right? It breaks down to what to say, how to say it, and the frame of the conversation itself, right? Because what most guys don't realize is 90% of communication is without the words. So what is a woman isn't just reading your words. She's also reading your energy and your confidence behind the words. Because you could give two guys the same exact fucking pickup line. One of them's going to do better because he's able to actually express it better. He's actually able to show his confidence at the back end of that statement that he gave. Okay, and another problem that men run into is your conversations are extremely friendly. Your conversation has to feel like you're the man and she's the woman, and there's a potential for a relationship. There's a potential for mating. There's a potential for that. If it doesn't feel like that to her, then you're just going to get looked at as a friend. You're going to get a flaky number. We all know how that goes.
Yeah, and good points as well, SB, especially the men talk too much. They don't know when to shut the fuck up because women are always looking for ways to disqualify you. And even back in the day, I noticed when I would overtalk, women would easily disqualify me when I knew I had it in the bag. So I've learned to tone it down, say bold statements, ask intriguing questions, tease her a little bit, be cocky and funny, challenge her from time to time, but let her do most of the talking where you remain a mystery. And another key fact, lightning strikes fast. I used to think that attraction was a slow process, and sometimes it can be. I understand. Sometimes it takes time for women to feel you out depending on the situation, but for the most part, attraction is very quickly. Okay? Attraction is not a choice. Either a woman is attracted to you or she's not. You can't force or make a woman attracted to you. It's not like a light switch. You just turn on and off. You understand that? Women know within a matter of seconds whether they want to fuck, marry, or kill a guy. They know within a matter of seconds by your body language, the way you carry yourself, your attitude, the tonality of your voice, how masculine you are, your confidence. You need to have massive confidence even with the way you communicate. And another big issue guys have is, like SB said, playing it too safe. They're too scared to say something that might ruffle the feathers a little bit. They're too scared to build some sexual tension with the girl. First thing I do when a girl gets in my car or when I first see her on the first date is I start coughing. God damn, how much perfume did you put on? Holy shit. Now she's seeking my approval. She's seeking my validation. I'm showing her that I have more value than her. She's asking me, wait, you don't like my perfume? Is it too much? Is it not good enough? I'm not afraid to say something bold and to tease her. That shows her I'm socially dominant. If I have the balls to say that to her, because every other guy is seeking her approval and validation and sucking her ass, basically.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to build sexual tension. Another thing I'll do at a date that men are afraid to do. Let's say if a woman is talking for a long time, she's telling you some bullshit story, you're not even paying attention or listening, something boring she's talking to you about. I'll look at her and I'll say, I didn't hear a word you just said. I was so busy admiring the way you were just playing with your hair. Or I was so busy just staring into those beautiful eyes of yours.
That's game.
That's how you build sexual tension. And I remember I said that to a girl once and she's like, damn, you're good. Because I could feel her panties getting wet as I said that. But most guys don't have the balls to say that to a girl. You know what? I didn't even hear a fucking word you said. She's like, huh? Pause, right? You have to have that subtle silence. Yeah, I was too busy staring into those beautiful eyes of yours. Mm-hmm. Boom. Do you know how wet her panties get when you build that sexual tension? It's like Niagara Falls because you know what you're doing. But another thing, they don't give out player vibes. Guys are too scared of inviting a girl back to their place. We talked about that. They play it safe. They don't want to view her as that type of a girl. Oh, she's not slutty. I can't invite her over. And, you know, I have a vagina. I can't do that to her. She's
Playing the gentleman.
She's a human being. Yeah. She's maybe, 3 dates, 4 dates, and then I know something will happen. But you already put yourself in the friend zone. No player vibes. Yep. She's calling me, SB dating. Yo, where you at? Can I come by? Yeah, this guy's a total dork. Wasted my time, but at least I had a free dinner. Mm-hmm. So guys also overcomplicate the approach. It's so simple using a situational opener. But anytime I had massive confidence approaching a girl, I was always successful.
Yep.
Always. If I approach a girl, if you have two of me's, identical twins, we dressed alike, look alike, we drove the same nice car. If one of us approaches a girl with massive confidence and the other me doesn't have confidence and he says the same line, he has the same tonality, but he's nervous, he's shaking a little bit, she could hear the stuttering in his voice, he's not sure of himself, that guy is going to get blown out before he even says a fucking word to her.
Yep.
Because women are like bloodhounds. They can smell the confidence on a man by the way he carries himself.
And by the way, that isn't foolproof with the way you look either. Like he just said, two identical versions of himself. If you think you look good, but the second you open your mouth, you have no confidence, you're nervous, all of these different things, that's going to turn her off. She's actually going to be more disappointed because she looked at you and she's like, wow, that guy probably has some game. That guy's probably confident. You just showed her the complete opposite. She's completely dried up.
And you guys can have two different dichotomies right here, two different sides of the spectrum. SB is more smooth. He's more laid back. Me, I'm more of the outgoing, my words are energetic. So you have to pick what fits your personality, but it has to be natural. Not everyone is going to be like me and have the same exact results. Not everyone is going to be like the smooth, calculated, laid back dude with the masculine voice like SB and have the same results. You have to be natural when you do this. You have to know your strengths and you have to know your weaknesses. If you're a short guy and you're insecure, work out. When you lean out, you actually look taller. People have a perception of you being taller when you're leaner. So that's one subtle way you guys can fix but I'm short, I'm not tall bullshit that you guys like to complain about. Another thing you guys can do if you're short, you have to take up more space. If you're short, you have to compensate with your attitude. Your attitude has to be on point so you can compensate for that lack of height. Everywhere you sit, you got to take up space. The way you carry yourself, it has to be fluid, but you got to walk with intent, like a lion walking through the prairie. So there's different ways that you guys can compensate for bullshit that you guys complain about. But another big communication mistake men make is they try using facts and logistics. They try speaking logically to women. And one of the pillars you guys need to have in order to be successful with women is knowing how to engage with them emotionally. Women are emotional creatures. They've done brain scans on a woman and on a man, and they compared the differences. Women have more pathways with their emotions going through their brain than men do. So you have to know how to engage with them emotionally. If you're talking about crypto fucking currency to a woman, if you're talking to her about fucking fishing and Bitcoin, she don't give a fuck about that. You save that shit for your boys. You don't talk to a woman about fucking real estate or fucking cryptocurrency. You have to know how to engage. What passion do you have? What are you passionate about? And instead of asking her, what do you do? Ask her, what are you really passionate about? What drives you? What gives you that burning desire? You see the way I reframe the same question you can ask a girl? Instead of saying, oh, what do you do for a living? Like a boring beta male barnacle, add this twist to it. What do you do for a living besides breaking hearts full time?
Boom.
You see how much more powerful that is than just being a boring fucking barnacle like most of you guys are? There's so many different ways where you guys can manipulate something that is commonly said, enhance it, and you add so much more flair to it.
And half the time it's in your own personality. You're just not expressing it. You're not using it. You could take the same small talk, logical conversation that every guy could have, and you could add in those statements, add in those personal opinions. Like Czar just said, you add that extra comment at the end to something boring as shit. Now she's laughing. Now she's slapping your arm. Now she's actually emotionally engaged. Because what we've all been through an interview process before. We've all sat at the other table being interviewed. Guys don't understand when you go and ask question after question after question after question, you limit the other person on how they can respond. Because if I ask you, what do you do for work? You can only answer that question by telling me what you do for work. If I ask you how long you've been in the area, you can only answer that question by telling me how long you've been in the area. So guys get into this sort of flow because that's all they're used to, right? Logically, a lot of these guys are very high achieving guys, you know, analytical careers, tech, finance, whatever the case is. That helps you in there. But when you talk to women, it's not like that.
100%. 100%. Guys, tonight you don't have to dig for treasure because Czar and SB are spitting out gold. So let's take a pause for a second and make sure to let you know that support your boys, the podcast guys. Subscribe to the channel. We are on YouTube. We're also on basically the majority of social media platforms. The podcast guys _ TikTok, Instagram, Rumble. We're on the podcast guys on Facebook and Spotify, and also on X, the podcast guys 5. Why don't you guys go ahead and again drop your socials where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, you guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok, SB Dating __ as well. If you didn't already know, I help guys break free from themselves, eliminate their approach anxiety, and talk to beautiful women, approach them and attract them in person and online dating as well to get the women that you actually feel as though you deserve. So once again, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You'd also follow me on YouTube, SB Dating as well. Going to be posting a bunch more content on there. Also going to be coming out with a free ebook as well, and just a whole bunch of slew of new opportunities coming. So stay tuned.
And once again, I hope you guys follow the podcast, guys. The reason why I have so much good content for all of you on my social media is because of these guys here. And because they give
out.
us the luxury of coming on their podcast and spitting that real certified G game where we can make a plethora of content for all of you to soak up this game. So definitely follow the podcast, guys, SB Dating, and check out our Players University. Hopefully we'll have SB Dating on as the third coach. And once we do, we'll definitely be raising the price. So join the Players University now, and you are in for life. It is a one-time payment, no monthly payment bullshit, and you guys are in for life. You get all of our products included for free. That's over a $2,000 value you guys get for free once you join the Players University.
Check
and
it
it's
out.
a private men's community where we just chop up game. You got videos, you got screenshots of text messages you can show us where we go over them, dating app profile game we can go over with you, any type of questions you have, any success stories, failures, rejections. We go over it with you, and we have a Q&A live once a month where we all meet as well. So I hope that's something SB Dating can definitely be a part of as well in the future, and you'll have 3 of the best dating coaches, myself, the Texting Prince, and SB Dating on there to really help you guys put on the full armor of game, which is also the name of our podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Put on the full armor of game dating.
Love it. And we're honored to have Czar of Dating and SB Dating on. Really, really appreciate it. And it's a pleasure to have you guys on. And yeah, let's keep going with.
Yeah, so since we're on the topic of talking to women, do you guys have any advice on how men can escalate? Because that's another crucial part. You can't just stay in that conversation or that date. I think escalating is a huge part of it. Escalating to physical touch, bringing her to another venue, eventually bringing her. What advice do you have for that?
Yeah, so to break it down, first thing you want to do always is you want to have a point in the date where you guys are breaking the touch barrier. Okay, so if you guys want to play it super safe, whatever you want to do, one of the easiest ways to break the touch barrier is the hand comparison, hand size comparison. You could do that literally at the start of the date, most likely. You guys sit down, you guys are wherever, you're like, oh, by the way, hold on, let me see your hands real quick. Let's compare real quick. Whatever you want to say. Break the touch barrier. The next part is at some point, and Czar mentioned this earlier, you want to build actual tension, right? So what does that look like? Well, you need to just, like she said, she's going on, she's rambling about whatever. You didn't hear a word she said. Maybe you get caught looking at her lips. Maybe you get caught looking at her eyes, and you just validate her in that moment, tell her that she looks good. I want your vibe in that moment to just be completely relaxed. And honestly, funny enough, and I'm going to make this funny comparison, right? Think about when you're about to get laid. How you are in that moment, right? Before you get laid, there's a certain energy that you carry across when you're about to go and get to business. But that kind of disappears when you guys talk to women. If you bring that vibe when you're inserting sexual tension, that sort of that masculine energy, that eye contact, that slow down, that kind of a lower tone of your voice, and those pauses, that's what's actually going to make these women legitimately want to feel that actual sexual desire for you. So that is something that's absolutely necessary. What do you think, Czar?
Yeah, so my escalation begins the second I go out with a woman on a date. By that, I mean the second I'm with her, before I walk into the venue or anytime we're walking out, I grab her hand, she's following me. Confident. I'm not scared to grab her hand, even though I don't know her. I'm not scared to lead the way for her. And no girl has ever refused my hand, unless it was that feminist I went out with I told you guys about, who actually wanted to give me a handshake at the end of the fucking date. I looked at that girl. I didn't even shake her hand. I said, nah, I'm good. I don't do shit like that. And it didn't sit well with her. I was like, fucking weirdo, whatever. So I'll grab a woman's hand, whatever venue we're going into, I'm leading the way, but I'll hold the door and I'll slide her through with my hand on her lower back. You're breaking that touch barrier. Most guys are such fucking manginas. They're too scared to even touch a woman. They're like, no, I can't. Oh my! Like that instance I told you. I grabbed my hand, put on her lower back, slide her through the door. The average beta male will have his hand, but he'll like be scared to touch her lower back. He'll like have it like there's a barrier in there, like some force that's preventing him, like an invisible force, and then he kind of like slides her through. You don't do shit like that. You got to show her that you're a man who's seasoned. You know how to treat a woman. You know how to touch a woman in a masculine, seductive way. As you slide her lower back through the door, you glance at her ass as she walks through. You subtly look at her ass. Even if she catches you doing it, who gives a fuck? You're unapologetic. You're a sexual human being who finds her attractive. That's setting the tone that you find her sexually attractive and you're not scared of checking her out in a charming way. Not in a creepy, fucking drooling like Pavlov's dog, like a fucking dork, like you've never been around a woman before. Now, I like to go to Latin lounges because I can keep breaking that touch barrier with her by dancing with her, by telling her to show me the moves, to salsa, whatever it is. I'm still breaking that touch barrier, even though I don't know how to fucking dance because I'm a white boy. But we figure it out at the end of the night. I'm sitting next to her at all times, even if you don't drink, because I'm always breaking that touch barrier with her. I'm grabbing her hand. Maybe we're doing thumb war. Maybe I'm massaging her neck. Maybe I'm leaning in closer to smell her perfume again and then tell her, you know what? I actually do like your perfume. That's how I escalate until it leads to the end of the night, where obviously you could do it two ways, guys. Now, what works for me is getting the kiss out of the way midway through the date. I've talked about that before. Get the kiss out of the way. I can build up her temperature a little bit more. I can touch her more. I can start kissing her neck from time to time. I can kiss her hand. Or you can save it until you guys are in an area where seduction can happen. Then you start making out with her. Because some women, when they kiss you at the end of the night or during the date, a kiss is good enough for them. Where they feel as if they don't have to sleep with you anymore. They got the kiss. That's good enough for them. So it's very risky, but do whatever works for you. Before you kiss her on the lips, I like to do like the hand kiss test. As I'm grabbing her hand, she's sitting next to me. I'll kiss the top of her hand just to see how she's feeling the vibe before I go in for the kiss on the lips. But women will do this specific body language we teach you guys in my ebooks, my courses, and in the Players University when you watch the videos. I'm not going to tell you what they do with this specific type of body language, but it has never failed me. When they do this one shift, it doesn't happen right away. It might happen 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the date, an hour, depending on how tight your game is. But every single woman has done this when they are ready to be kissed. Every single fucking woman, because body language doesn't lie. It's very difficult to lie with your body language.
Yep.
Gives away a lot, right?
If you know how to pick up on those finer details.
And what you guys mentioned before, that's a lot of great continuous icebreakers, because sometimes one isn't enough. Sometimes you have to break the ice again and again and again to that you'll get to that point where, hey, you have those panties to the side and you're sleeping with her. It works out to that. You get to the goal line, right? So those are very great points you guys make for men to get to that point.
Plus, I think women love the build up to it. We just want to get
Yes.
straight to it. But women are a complete
They love
opposite
that
of us.
build-up.
They like the build up. They like foreplay. They like teasing, and it has to gradually build up. It. No woman wants to just go from date to sex, or you can't sexualize too early.
Right, as Drake says, you can't go 0 to 100 real
Yeah.
quick. Like, it doesn't work.
You can't. I've made the mistake of being too sexual right off the gate. And listen, there's a small percentage of women it will work on. Okay, the thoughts that you know, but most women you can't be sexual right off the gate. You have to know how to do it in a smooth way. I'll teach you guys how. Let's say I'm wearing the same shirt. I go out on a date with, let's say, a sexy Brazilian, and she comments on my shirt. I really like your shirt. Thanks. You should see me with it off. And I give her that seductive smile. I'm being sexual, but I'm not doing it in a creepy, forward type of way.
Yep.
If she asks me, do you like my shirt or do you like my dress? You know, it would look much better on my bedroom floor. and I make direct eye contact with her, unapologetic. Mean what you say what you mean, because if you believe it, she'll believe it too. If you're selling something good, she will buy it. But you can't say certain things without having the confidence behind it, because no woman is going to take you fucking seriously. Especially if you have been playing it safe for so long with her, and then you try making a sexual innuendo, now you look fucking creepy. But if you get it out of the way in the beginning, when you start getting more and more sexual later on, it's not as creepy to the woman because you already got it out of the way. So later on in the night, when I'm building up that sexual tension, I might tell a girl, you know, if we had sex, we would melt the paint off the walls. Or a girl might tease you and say, just so you know, I'm not sleeping with you tonight. Oh, yeah? Who said I was going to sleep with you?
Boom. That's
Nice.
impactful.
That's
right
how
there.
you build more and more sexual tension.
Now, is there a point, SB, where you may reach that the guy is like, okay, I consider the friend of the woman, now not a sexual partner? Is there a point where guys need to avoid that situation so they don't fall into the friend zone?
Oh, I mean, it starts from the jump, bro. It starts from the jump. If she is like Czar said before, if you go through an entire interaction without making her feel as though you're a guy that's a potential partner, that you have that sort of intent, and it doesn't have to be super direct, right? It could be you take some sort of tease or you say something like Czar said, right? It doesn't have to be so direct, but if you never insert that shit at all, you can't even blame the woman for wanting to just keep you in the friend zone, right? And on top of that, one thing I want to add too is when you play that safe game, as soon as the woman labels you as a friend, you're fucked.
You're done.
You're fucked, because in a woman's, and we've probably all heard this at some point in our lives, oh, you're like a brother to me, you're like this. It is so hard to switch out of that, because if she already views you as that, you're done. And to answer your question, to avoid that, you have to sprinkle in flirtation. Okay? Even if it's something as simple as you just, in your conversation, you just keep subtly mentioning, oh, you know, something about her being cute, or the fact that you noticed something about her that stood out. You have to build that masculine frame, that male to woman dynamic, or you're just going to be literally left in tears, going through this process, wasting your time, and just hoping and praying that this woman's going to actually consider you as a partner. It's completely avoidable.
Yeah, guys will get left in the dust, and that woman will jump on another guy's inky winky because you couldn't handle it.
Yeah, lightning strikes fast.
Yep.
If you can't strike when the iron is hot, she's going to go to someone who knows how to play his position. Yep. Think of it this way, guys. A woman gets ready for you when she goes out on a date. She gets her vajuju waxed. She gets her nails done. She probably gets her butthole waxed as well. She's getting her hair done for you. She's getting ready and looking presentable. It takes time for a woman to get ready, especially when you have a date plan. They've probably already been getting ready that entire week for you. And then for them to feel that disappointment when you don't even try to seal the deal or you don't try seducing her, you know how disappointing that is for a woman when you play it safe or the guy just didn't have enough player vibes. In a woman's mind, she's like, damn, I did all this and he didn't even try seducing me. I got my hair done. I got my nails done. I got my vagina waxed, my butthole waxed, and this guy didn't even try making a move on me. Yeah. You think she's going to want to waste her fucking money and time seeing you again? No. She ain't going to fucking waste her time with you. Maybe if you're a beta male provider, if she puts you in that trick bag, if you're leading with your wallet, maybe. But most guys fumble because they play it too safe. They don't want to learn the game with what we're teaching them. They don't want to say something bold. At the end of the night, when I'm going to the bathroom in the bar, I'll tell a girl, hey, I got to use the bathroom quickly, but can you help me? My doctor said I can't lift anything heavy. And I give her that sly smile as I'm walking towards the bathroom. Most guys won't say that to a girl. Or at the end of the night, I check out a girl's ass as we're leaving, and I tell her, damn, for my afterlife, I want to come back as those pants you're wearing. Guys are too scared to say shit like that, but I'm still sending out the message that I find you sexually attractive and I'm not going to end up in the friend zone like most of these other guys that play it safe. That's being cocky and funny and making a woman laugh.
Yeah, you're not being disrespectful. You're complimenting her, if anything.
Yeah, but it's how you do. You can't say that too soon. But at the end of the night, if you're doing everything right and you tell a woman, damn, for my afterlife, I want to come back as those tight pants you're wearing. Whew. I pray God makes me those tight pants in my afterlife. If you say that the correct way and you've been building that sexual tension and doing everything we're teaching you, no girl is going to find that creepy. Unless it's that liberal weirdo that I went out with who wanted a handshake at the end of the night and then she expected a second fucking date from me. I couldn't believe it. I go in to kiss this girl, right? She's by her car. She's standing by her car like a dude, masculine, straight up. And she's like, well, I had a great night. I go in for the kiss. She's like, no. And then just puts her hand out for like a fucking handshake. I look at her hand.
That's weird.
And I was like, I ain't shaking your fucking hand.
That's so weird.
Because it was just so disrespectful to me. We're not business partners. But most beta males would have been happy shaking her fucking hand. Like, you know, oh, I'm so thank you so much, baby. I get to touch your hand. Fuck out of here. I never saw that girl ever again. But that's one of the superpowers, the ability to walk away. Mm-hmm. Does she still think about me every time she sees me at the gym? Fuck yeah, she does. Because I'm the guy that rejected her and didn't want to put up with her bullshit.
Only the simps will be like, well, thanks for the date. Bye.
Get on their knees.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be like that. You want to continue having that sexual attention on to the next date and then see where it goes.
Yeah. You would rather be the guy that could go out and actually show that intent and possibly get rejected than the guy that's just sitting around wondering, oh, what if this, what if that, what if this? You definitely want to be that guy that establishes that. And even if you're just starting out with game, you would much rather be the guy that just lets shit fly as opposed to the guy that just stays kind of in a quiet little box all day long.
And the younger the girl, the more alpha and bold you have to be. Guys don't seem to get that because these young girls are so egotistical, narcissistic. Every guy sucks their you-know-what and kisses their ass. You have to be the guy that stands out, that's not fazed by her beauty. Say something bold. I'll give you an example. I was in Hoboken in New Jersey, and me and my boy were bar hopping. We're feeling good throughout the end of the night, kind of tipsy. They have this pizza spot on the corner everyone goes to late at night. The line was very long. Me and my boy are standing there. There's these three cute girls standing next to us. We started talking to the girls, and one of the girls was going to school for engineering. She was going to the college in Hoboken. She was about, I think, 20 years old. And I asked her for her name. Oh, so what's your name? She said her name was Maria. And I said, Maria, interesting. I just fucked a girl named Maria. She looked at me. She was like, ugh, did you just really say that? Bold. I owned up to it. No fucks given. Within 5 to 10 minutes, she came up to me asking for my phone number. So when women say one thing, they mean another. A woman doesn't have to like you to sleep with you. And you guys don't seem to get that. I had no fucks to give that night. And I said the wildest shit because I literally don't care about rejection. And the less I care about being rejected, the more success I have.
Yep.
No other guy would have said that. Oh, I recently fucked an Italian girl who had the same name. Her name was Maria. What guy would say that to her? Bold. Did I give a fuck? No.
Yep. And I think the point is, right, you separated yourself. She can't look at that interaction and not say that you're a confident guy. And on top of that, I think we're in an era where it is so easy to separate yourself from most men by simply just being a little bit bold. You could even be a lot of bit bold with what Czar said. You are separating yourself. You're presenting a quality of confidence that most men don't have and women are starving for. It's confident men.
Did I care about her being in or going to school for engineering? Did I give a fuck? Oh, the average beta male. Wow, you engineering? It's so cool. I want to do that. Are you gonna work on rockets and you can engineer this dick? That's what I should have said to her. But most guys aren't bold enough. You're not going to say that to an older, mature woman where you have to be more charming, charismatic.
Different game.
Make her feel like she's young again. You know, she tells you, oh, I have 2 kids. What? You got 2 kids? You're far too young to be a mother. What, really? Yeah, you look like you're way too young to be a mother. You know how much an older woman's eyes light up when you say that and you actually mean it? So you have to know when to turn on that charm and charisma, when to turn on that boldness and alphaness, especially with these young girls who are on some other shit.
Oh, yeah.
They're on some other shit.
That's not the age group to be a passive gentleman with.
No, that's
Definitely not.
That's the crew that you don't even want to lock in for a relationship. Recreational use only. When you're talking about those 20 to 25-year-old women, that's all, and that's really what they're looking for the most part, most of them. If not, they're in some type of OnlyFans related work. OnlyFans are related to OnlyFans work. That's all their focus is on, is making money, showing their butthole on OnlyFans.
Not only OnlyFans, but you make a great point. And one of the biggest mistakes men make is they get into relationships with these young girls. They bring up the relationship with these young girls, thinking that, wow, this girl really wants to be with me. She likes me. Newsflash to all you barnacles out there. Young girls will always say yes if you ask them for a relationship, because they have 24/7 validation from you, 24/7 attention from you. It could be boyfriend season where they get to show off their beta barnacle boyfriend to their family, to their girlfriends. Oh, he's so nice. Look at him. He's such a good guy. Wow, you're so lucky you're with a guy like that. Meanwhile, none of her friends even want to sleep with them. They're probably like, God damn, this dude's ugly as hell. But young girls will just roll with the punches. When you bring up a relationship with them, they're not going to say no. They're not going to say, they're at that time where they need as much sexual attention and validation as they get. They're in their peak years. Why the fuck would they want to be in a relationship with some young dude, unless if he's older, he's got game, like me and SB dating? Then she would want a relationship with us where she knows she can get some type of value out of us. These young guys probably don't work, don't have their shit together, and they think they're the shit because this young girl wants to be with them. And these young girls cheat a lot. They cheat a lot for the dumbest reasons. And I know all this because this young girl that I was talking to, she got in a relationship with some beta male who had her move into his place right away, didn't make her work for it, didn't make her earn it, asked to marry her right away, wasn't even dating her for like 6 months, complete fucking beta male, trying to tie her up. And we were supposed to go out on a date, me and her. We're supposed to go out on a coffee date. She was 20 years old. She flaked on me. She ghosted me. She didn't even say anything. So I said, fuck, let me try reaching out to her again. Like, maybe something was up. I texted her a couple nights later, and she actually apologized and said, what are you doing tonight? I want to come over. I said, bet, no problem. Come to find out, I could tell when I was talking to her, her voice was rattled. She was very emotional. Like she just got done getting into a fight with someone. So I knew what was up. Like this girl was in a relationship she didn't tell me about. And they just got into an argument. And that's why you don't get into relationships with young girls, because they cheat for the dumbest fucking reasons you can ever imagine. They got in a fight with you. Oh, I got it. That's it. I got to go get revenge on him. Argument. I got to go get revenge on him. Let me go cheat on him. And that dude never found out. He never fucking found out.
So that they had a fight and then she cheated on that dude with you.
Yeah. And that's why she ghosted on me that night, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know she was in a secret relationship with this guy, that she already moved into his place. What do I tell you? Easy come, easy go. You don't make a girl work for anything, she doesn't value it.
And that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing. Women will be in a relationship and then they'll be, the guy will be sleeping at 1 a.m. and she'll go off to the gas station to get sucked off by another guy and then come back like nothing ever happened.
You saw that video with the woman who was bragging about leaving her ex.
That's the one.
She went to another guy's house. he busted a nut inside of her.
saw that video.
She goes back to her ex. He's eating her out, and he said it tasted good.
That shit
And
is
she's laughing the entire time saying that. Let me tell you guys something. That was a true story. For people that don't think that's real, that is a true fucking story that happened.
And I was referring to that. So yeah.
And red flags are written all over that girl that guys chose to ignore. And I'll tell you a story of what happened with this consultation a couple years ago, 2 years ago. This young dude calls me. I was talking to him several times. He met this influencer, this girl. Big red flag. She was always on acid, always high off drugs. He still looked past that because she helped him with his social media to gain more followers and all this dumb shit that I said you could just do yourself. You don't fucking need this girl. He didn't listen to me whatsoever. She would listen to ratchet ass music, which is another red flag, with degrading lyrics. And if a woman listens to ratchet ass music, that's the type of woman she is.
Oh, yeah.
Because feminine, good quality women, they can't stomach listening to ratchet ass fucking music that's degrading. They won't listen to it. So everything was going downhill for them in that relationship. He was trying to hold on for dear life. He still wasn't listening to me when I told him, you have to end it. Like, this girl's toxic. She's no good. He became too comfortable with what he told me. She didn't really find him attractive like she did in the beginning. And he was supposed to go to her place one night. She told him some story of why she wasn't answering, or she was with her family. He found out she lied about that. She was somewhere else. He still goes over her house at night, and as he's hooking up with her, he said her breath tasted like something he's never tasted before. He said it had this metallic taste. It tasted like sweaty balls, he said. And I asked him, like, what did you do? And he still kept hooking up with this fucking girl. After she had sweaty balls in her mouth, God knows what she was doing beforehand, and she was laughing the entire time when he was bringing it up to her. She had that evil laugh.
That's crazy.
He found out that she blew a dude before she saw him. Some guy she met up with probably busted a nut in her mouth, and he was hooking up with her that same night, bro. And he was crying to me, telling me the story. Because he said,
This is one of your clients.
one of my clients, because he said one of her favorite lyrics through a song was referring to that. How some guy busted a nut in her mouth, and then she would go kiss another dude. Like, he said she kept reciting that over and over again. Another big red flag he missed, and it actually came to fruition.
And you know what the sick thing is that probably is not the only guy she did that with. It was
No.
probably multiple balls that she's had in her mouth.
But you could tell how serious he was because he started tearing to me. He started crying. You know, because that's how low he finally got with this girl when I told him to just end it and walk away. And that's what happens when a woman loses all fucking respect for you. They'll do shit like that. Toxic women.
He ended up walking away eventually.
He ended up leaving her after that. Yeah, she didn't want anything else to do with him. But the fact that he still kept kissing her after he tasted her mouth and that aftertaste she had, where I'll never forget how he vividly said it tasted like she had some sweaty balls in her fucking mouth and a sweaty cock.
What she had in her mouth. It's really what she had in her mouth. It's nasty.
So that's why I do this shit and why I take this seriously, because guys out there are losing right now.
Yes.
And they end up in situations like this or even worse.
That's what's happening. Guys are losing, and we're trying to give them, you know, with SB Dating and Czar here, along with us, the podcast guys, we're trying to give you guys as much game as possible. Giving you stories, giving you experiences, giving you a heads up on what to watch out for, positive and negative. But mostly negative today, because there's a lot. We talked about a lot of red flags, but insane story. That's nuts.
Yeah, he made the mistake of bringing up the relationship with her, like so many other guys do. And this is the issue. When you bring up a relationship with the girl, this is why you never bring up a relationship with a girl. When you bring a relationship up with a girl, now it's your idea. So if she rolls with the punches and she says, yes, I want a relationship with you, if she does anything to disrespect you, or she cheats on you, or she doesn't take the relationship seriously at a certain point anymore, this is how a woman visualize it in her head. This is how they recite it in their head. Well, I didn't want this relationship. It wasn't my idea. It was your idea. I didn't want this relationship in the first place. When it's a woman's idea, they have to fantasize about being with you. They're less likely to act a fool. They're more likely to take accountability when they're fighting to be with you and they seriously want a relationship with you. That's why you always have the woman bring it up, and you have more power and you have more leverage, because now you can establish your boundaries with her. Okay, if you want to be in a relationship with me, there's certain boundaries and guidelines you have to follow.
Yep.
Absolutely no guy friends. You can't have a single girls' night out. You can't go clubbing at midnight, past midnight. You can't ever disrespect me. You can't gossip about me negatively to your family and friends. You will go to church, wherever, with me once a week so we can build on our spiritual health and strength. And whatever else your boundaries are, you won't have a bachelorette party in Las Vegas or Nashville. We're not doing any of that. That way, if she ever crosses your boundaries, she can't say, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that, because you laid out your boundaries to her. If you bring up a relationship with the girl, you have no leverage. You have no power at that point. And guys make the mistake of letting women have guy friends. Once they're in a relationship, now all of a sudden later on in the relationship, guys want to take away that boundary now. They want to tell her, they want to take away that freedom from her. Oh, I don't want you to have guy friends anymore. But you already allowed her halfway through the relationship. You can't take it away now. You can't go back. It's too late, bro. Now you're going to be controlling, and now they're going to have resentment for it. They're going to have resentment towards you for taking away that freedom that you granted them.
Yep.
So that's why that's so important. If a girl truly likes you, she'll naturally do all those things. She'll give up her guy friends. She won't have a single girls' night out. She won't be out past midnight getting drunk. She won't want to go to Las Vegas for a bachelorette fucking party. She won't post provocative pictures on social media. When guys message her on social media, she leaves them on red. She doesn't even tell them, I have a boyfriend, or entertain any of it. A girl will naturally do that when she likes you and she wants a relationship with you. But a big mistake guys make is they try telling a girl too soon that she can't have guy friends. Now she looks at you like a fucking control freak because the attachment hasn't even been built yet. And I made that mistake once. And the girl reacted like, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? Until I realized later on, when this girl was in love with me, she brought that up naturally. And she said, so you really aren't cool with a girl having guy friends? And I said, no. And she wanted a relationship with me. And she gave up her guy friends naturally.
Yep. I think when it comes to boundaries too, a woman is always, or should, like, take how you feel into account with the decisions that she's making, right? So if she's enticed to do something, what should go through her mind is, how is this going to make Czar feel, right? How is this going to make Scott feel? That is a part of the decision making, right? But that can't happen really unless you set those boundaries in the beginning. She has an understanding of what it's going to take to actually be with you, and she agrees to that, right? But like Czar said, there's also boundaries that should happen naturally. Like, women aren't stupid. Like, they know what the guy is not going to be cool with and not going to be comfortable with for the most part. But if you let those things slide and you have no rule book, then can you really blame her for any of that?
No, you can blame yourself as the guy letting her do it.
Yeah.
How about women not getting rid of the guy friends themselves for the guy and having him have to say something about it? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefit for a woman to have guy friends in her life from her point of view, right? Because let's say you guys are arguing, right? She could technically have another emotional support system, another guy that she could lean on in those moments, right? So you got to understand that boundary specifically she knows that there's a lot of leverage there in that, and it just can't go over the finish line. Like, it's just not something that can actually happen, and it's gonna work. It just can't work.
So if a woman puts aside the guy friends for the man on her own, that's a really nice thing that you could tell, like, this woman's serious. She's ready for a relationship.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. You know, because coming into those, and that should be something like, bearing you're having like a talking stage, that should be something that she naturally just starts removing those sorts of relationships from her life, right?
Huge.
And that's a big red flag as well when you hear a woman say, "Oh, I only hang out with guys because girls are too much drama." Guys hear that and they don't see it being a big deal. It is a big deal. That is a major red flag. If a girl can't collectively get along with other women, that is a red flag, because women back in the day, in order to survive, they had to collectively get along with their tribe, with other women. If women don't like this girl, that means there's something wrong with her if she doesn't get along with her own tribe. That means she's full of drama.
Yeah.
She'll try sleeping with your boyfriend. She's shysty. She does shady things behind your back, and she's not a good friend overall. That is a big red flag if a girl says that. "Oh, I only have guy friends because women are too much drama." That girl has a high body count. That's what that means, bro. That girl's been getting dick down by a bunch of dudes. Okay? And another red flag, if a woman goes to the gym or goes to any other place and you see a bunch of dudes approaching her, you see a bunch of dudes talking to her, kissing her on the cheek, that is a big red flag, fellas. How does that girl know all these guys? Number one, how many of these guys is she sleeping with, or how many of these guys are trying to sleep with her? Why would you want to deal with that in your life, bro? Guys want a woman that's low key, that keeps to herself, tells everyone to fuck off. I don't need sexual attention from all these other guys. Imagine if I walked into a strip club and my girl sees all these strippers coming up to me, kissing me on the cheek, saying hello, flirting with me. What's she gonna think? Wow, how many of these girls is he sleeping with? How does he know all these strippers? How does he know all these women? That's the same thing that should go through your head when you see a girl at the gym, wherever, with a bunch of dudes fucking approaching her. That is so unattractive to me, because that shows me if all these other guys can have you, why the fuck would I want you? There's nothing sacred about you. You have no value in my eyes.
You're just like a lot of other women that are attention whores, and a lot of guys come up to you. You seek that attention. You're okay with it. You play along with it.
And it's usually the younger girls that I see that with, because like I said, they want 24/7 sexual attention and validation. And that's why the worst thing you could do is get in a relationship with these girls. But the older, mature women, they usually don't have guy friends because they've learned from the past. Not like these young girls where it's a fucking free-for-all. No one's taught them anything, especially guys that they dated, a bunch of busters and losers and beta males who never had boundaries for these women. So they don't know any better. But when they meet a boss player who teaches them certain things and tells them how it should be done, she actually respects you more for teaching her, because you're going to leave her better than you found her.
And men have to understand that there's no such thing as guy friends. There's no man out there that is hanging out with a woman to be her friend. He's hanging out with the woman for eventually being able to sleep with her. To get to that point, you're not going to be her friend whatsoever. That's not even going to even come up in conversation. What do you think, SB, about guy friends and them being around women? Do they get anywhere with women romantically ever at all?
I think they want to, right? I think there's certain times where a woman's gonna be most vulnerable to things like that, right? And one of the examples I made earlier was in those moments, like let's say you guys are going through an argument or there's something at play, that guy could take that angle of being that emotional hero and then just slide in when it seems like the time is right. So to answer your question, a lot of these guys, they're just sticking around for those opportunities, for those chances. And honestly, I think women understand that too. You know what I mean? I don't think that's like a big secret. I think there's a part of a security in that, or a part of, having that leverage that they might enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are also Captain Save-A-Hos, right?
Yeah.
They like to go out there and they like to get a woman out of her element, the element of her going around and being with other men and flirting with other men and doing whatever she does recreationally with other men. They don't realize that you can't take a woman out of an element that she's in deep. You can't dig that out. So things for men to keep in mind and trying to avoid big time being friends with a woman, because that's not going to get you anywhere.
And it's a waste of fucking time being just friends with a woman.
Yeah. You're friends with your boys, not with a woman. Women are something else.
Once I know a woman's not even sexually attracted to me, or she just wants to remain buddies, I don't even want anything to do with her. I don't even want to talk to her. I don't want to say hi to her, because men and women were designed to procreate. It's the only reason why we were designed, is to reproduce, to procreate. Why the fuck would I want to have a female friend that I'm not even sleeping with? Because a guy who's not sleeping with a woman is not going to get the same type of value from that woman compared to the guy that she is sleeping with. A woman will only give you some type of value if she's sleeping with you. If she's not sleeping with you and you're just a guy in the friend zone, you are not getting the same type of value. If I go to prison and I'm sleeping with a girl who's attracted to me, and I call her to come bail me out, chances are she's going to come bail me out.
Yeah.
If I'm in the friend zone with that same girl and I call her to come bail me out, do you think she's going to bail me out? Or do you think she's going to tell me to fuck off, that she's busy?
She's going to go out and get her cheeks clapped, if anything.
She's going to go get plowed by another dude while you're sitting in jail. So you don't even get any type of value by being just friends with the girl, because a woman will only give a guy value that she's sleeping with. That's the type of value you want to get from a woman, where they'll do anything for you. But you're not going to get that by being in the friend zone with her. You're not going to get that back massage like I am, the guy who's sleeping with her, compared to the guy who's not sleeping with her. She ain't going to give you that back massage. She ain't going to cook you that dinner you ask her to cook you because you tired, you had a long week. But the guy that she's sleeping with, that she's attracted to, you call up that girl, babe, I'm hungry, make me something, for this week. No problem. She'll start doing it right then and there. So it's all about value in the end. Being a girl's best friend, buddies, not sleeping with her, you don't get any type of fucking real hardcore value from that woman compared to the guy who's sleeping with her. So all you guys that want to be just friends with a girl, you are all snakes in disguise, because you don't know how to seduce this girl. You don't know how to attract women. So you'd rather wait for your turn when the time is right, when she's vulnerable, where you can then strike and make your move.
And while men are wasting their time, money, resources, energy, investing into a woman to maybe see if she's going to sleep with him, and she doesn't after months and months, maybe years of investing into her, and then she goes and sleeps with somebody else, huge waste of time, a huge waste of a piece of your life where you could have been accomplishing something else, putting a dent in the world. Shout out to Rich Cooper, as he likes to say, and making yourself better, going to the gym, making money, working on smelling better, dressing better, your confidence, your energy, your attitude, your mindset, all those things would have made a bigger difference than you putting your time and energy into a woman.
Nope.
And this happened at the gym with this beautiful European woman, where this one guy I used to talk to, I was cool with him before I met her. I didn't know about this between him and her. So I approached this beautiful European girl at the gym, and I got her number. We started working out together, and I found out that same guy that used to talk to me, biggest dork ever, like skinny beta males, divorced, like typical, like if you could picture the typical fragile beta male built like a noodle. That was this fucking guy. He found out that I started training with her and I started talking to her. He got mad. He got pissed because he asked her out twice and she rejected him. He asked her out twice. He's been trying so hard to get with her, trying and trying and trying. And then I approach her. Next thing you know, he sees us working out. He doesn't even say hi to me anymore.
That's gotta hurt. Too.
That's how pissed he is.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle rejection. He's one of those typical nice guys that doesn't know the game. He was trying so hard with her for weeks, for months, and then I come in and all it took me was a 5-minute fucking interaction with her. That's why he can't stomach me, because I made it look so fucking easy. So what he does is, this is what beta males do. They'll go behind your back, and this is what he did, because she told me. He'll go up to the girl, he went up to her, and he tried making these insinuations. He was trying to throw shade at me. Oh, you know that guy you're working out with, he's only 35, right? Like throwing shade at me, trying to cock block me, trying to make me look bad. But beta males don't realize what they're doing. They're actually making you more attractive in the woman's eyes.
I guess she knows what you're trying to do.
Because they know what you're trying to do. They know it's a sneaky move since you have no game. And this is exactly what the beta males used to do back in the day, since the evolutionary times, with the alphas. They would throw shade and diss the alphas to the woman trying to talk shit about him because it was a compensation. They knew they couldn't get this woman because they had no game. So they had to talk shit about the other men that she was attracted to or that the women were attracted to. It's the same fucking thing that men do in today's society. And that's why it's so repulsive, because I think it's hardwired in women. They know what you're trying to fucking do.
Trying to make you look bad so she thinks less of you, but meanwhile, he's only bringing up your value, which is hilarious.
Again, women aren't stupid. They know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yep.
It's a sneaky move, and she's attracted to that guy for a reason. She's just looking at you like. We went a little bit over 2 hours today.
It was a great podcast.
Great podcast. Thank you guys for coming by today. Do you have any final thoughts, any messages? Of course, put your handles out there, your websites, before we slowly wrap up.
Yeah, any messages, though? Any last thoughts or comments? Anything that you want to put out there to the guys that they must know?
Yeah, just once again, on our earlier topic was just biggest thing you should take away from today is don't be stupid, read the signs. Take accountability for your own results, for the things that happen to you, so you can actually grow and move towards something. Stop wasting your time on options that aren't serving you, that options that, you're chasing this girl over being in the friend zone, and you're disrespecting yourself and your own resources. We only have a limited amount of time in this world. Using your time, energy, and patience on people that don't deserve it. And overall, just be better and align yourself with the man that you want to be and get the results that you want.
Awesome. How about you, Czar?
I want to thank all you guys, including SB Dating, for keeping it real. Once again, you're one of the few dating coaches I actually fuck with.
Appreciate you.
And I'm happy you came on the show. I'm happy the podcast guys invited you. And we have all the resources to help you guys attract women, to become the ultimate ladies' man, to have women drooling over you like Pavlov's dog. We have the resources. All you have to do is invest and trust us with the money back guarantee, because that's not my full job. I do that to help you guys. But the value that we have is so rare. It's so valuable. It's worth more than gold.
Absolutely.
Because of the experiences we've been through that we can teach you now. So make sure you guys invest. We have ebooks. SB Dating has a texting course that's coming out where he breaks down messages for you guys, and I've seen it. He went over it with me. The guy knows his shit, especially with the mistakes men make with the messaging game. And it's very important to know how to message a woman. Because if I don't follow the rules of the game, even with the messaging game, women will reject me, and they have rejected me.
Yep.
So everything matters that you do. That's how competitive this world is today, where you really have to perfect the craft, and anyone can do it. It just takes time. It takes effort. Listen to the podcasts we have. Listen to the podcast guys. Tune in on Spotify and Apple Music. Listen to the Full Armor of Game Dating podcast with myself and Texting Prince. Grab our free ebooks. Grab my attraction course, my relationship ebook, if you want to learn how to properly set boundaries with a woman and the types of boundaries that you need to set with her. And join the Players University before the prices go up. And we're going to try to get SB Dating on there. Like I said, the third dating coach. And the value you guys get is irreplaceable, guys. There's no one else out there like us holding it down for all of you.
Yes, sir.
So put on the full armor of game, guys, and protect yourself from certain types of women. One woman can ruin your entire fucking life.
Amen.
Yeah.
And we don't
Amen
want to
to that.
see you end up like that.
Yeah, so just once again, thank you guys for coming today. I hope you guys appreciate SAR and SB Dating come out today. They drop so much free information and free game. Please go and support them. Follow their channels. If you need help with dating, relationships, mindset shift, follow their pages. These guys are here to help you. This is why they're here. They're both dating coaches. This is what they do. So go support them. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank
Very
you guys
grateful.
for having me once again. Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys.
Absolutely. Very grateful to have SB Dating on. Of course, Czar for coming back for a sixth time. And, we'll be grateful to have you guys come back again soon. We have so much more that we didn't even cover that we can definitely cover the next few rounds of podcasts. So, and my message is to, again, guys, you're listening, but it's about listening and applying, right? Apply these methods, the methods that you learn from SB Dating, the methods that you're learning from Czar, the stuff that us, Rob and I, the podcast guys, are giving you to help you out, to change your life, to save your life. You may be in a situation now that you don't want to be in, that you want to get out of. Listen to us and apply the change that you want to see the result turn into. Don't just sit around and expect that it's going to come and be handed to you. Nobody's going to come and knock on the door and give you $1 million just for the hell of it. Same idea. No one is going to come and lift you up and be like, hey, man, let's go and figure this out. Don't worry about that woman. And it's just not going to work. And I can't even mention much about it because it just doesn't happen in life. You got to pick yourself up and push forward and listen to what we told you and apply that to your life, because we are here to help you, provide value, and really give you our very best so you're successful in the dating world with these women who are not so easy to deal with. So,
And also, shout out to Jackie. You know I love you, Jackie. And shout out to Daisy. I know we're going to go out for those drinks one night when you stop playing hard to get. I know I can be irresistible, and my attractive good looks are very nerve-wracking, and they could scare the average woman, but I promise I don't bite, only sometimes. But we'll definitely go out and we'll chop it up. Daisy Dukes. Shout out to Puerto Rican Daisy.
That's it. So shout out to the ladies that have been on the podcast before. Any ladies that want to come on, we already have a few that will be coming on shortly. So we'll have some episodes for you guys ready to go soon. DM us, the podcast guys, on Instagram. Some of you guys have talked to our guy Mike. So we'll definitely connect you and definitely get you on the show. And hey, you guys can talk the talk. And if you have something that you're against that you heard today that you don't like, you want to prove us wrong, then come on the show and let us know about it and see if you are able to prove us wrong. But yeah, absolutely. You guys want to just drop any of your socials one more time before we wrap up?
Absolutely, man. So you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at sbdating._. Also find me on YouTube. And once again, I'll say this as well. I do one-on-one coaching with guys that are stuck in their head. They don't have the confidence. They feel like dating is a big struggle. They're fearing the rejection. Overall, you're just avoiding the women that you want. And as a result, you're not actually having the dating life that you want. And this has been probably a pattern for yourself for years, man. Let me help you. DM me the word SB on Instagram so we could talk about the first step towards actually becoming the better man that gets the better women in his dating life.
Love it. Awesome. Czar, any last thing? Or
Follow me on Instagram, Czar of Dating, CZAR of Dating, on Facebook as well, TikTok, and on YouTube. And thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure you guys subscribe, like this video, share it, and know that we do this for you. It takes a long time. The editing. We're up here all night doing this for you guys. So make sure you guys support.
We work hard for you guys, as Czar and SB Dating said, and we're here today again. Show some support, show some love to your boys, to SB Dating, to Czar of Dating, and the podcast guys, again, on YouTube. Subscribe, like, hit that notification button. Make sure you also follow us on all our social media platforms. And again, grateful for these two gentlemen for coming on. Until next time, we are the podcast guys. Peace.